My dear developed sperm, join me in an utter state of confusion, because over the past number of months and maybe even years, there's been all this discourse about what employees should be doing if they just so happen to be in a situation where someone is coming to rob the store that they work in. Should they engage? Should they not engage? And the level of confusion comes in when I show you a guy being fired from his job because he dare commit the cardinal sin of recording criminals who are robbing the store.
Viral story caught on camera. Check out this video. Arapahoe County deputies shared this clip showing what they say are 3 shoplifters stealing hundreds of dollars in laundry detergent. This was outside of a King Soopers in Centennial on Father's Day. But what you don't see here is the man behind the camera, a now former King Soopers employee who followed these men, recording everything that they did. Olivia Young spoke to the man who was behind that video. And Olivia, I understand that he's now out of a job. Why?
Well, Kelly, he was actually fired because he recorded that video. Now, even though he did not attempt to touch or deter the thieves, following them outside was against King Soopers' policy. It's rules like this that some retail workers say leave them feeling powerless. Now, this man is calling for change. It was a typical shift for King Soopers employee Santino Barola when he was alerted to a theft in process.
When I looked, there was a guy already halfway headed out with a full cart full of laundry detergent, scent boosters, what have you.
He pulled out his phone and followed the men outside.
My first instinct, record.
Really, bro? You got to resort to this? Economy's not that bad.
And I just recorded, said what I said, got so close, though, to where I was able to rip the tinfoil off the license plate.
The car took off, and Barola called the police. He then posted the video to social media.
I posted it on TikTok.
It went viral and was even reposted by rapper Snoop Dogg.
I was like, what? No way, you know?
Since the video, the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office has arrested the man in the green shirt.
They caught the driver, and apparently he had previous felony charges.
But deputies want the public's help in identifying the other 2 men, who go by the names Robert and Bugsy. When Barola showed up for his next shift, King Soopers management put him on suspension. The next week, he was fired.
Me and the union rep sat down with them, and they recommended termination.
Barola says King Soopers has a policy against employees chasing or intervening in a theft.
All I did was just record criminals and reveal them.
He feels like he was punished for doing the right thing.
I would never let any criminal conduct slide, especially if it's happening right in front of me.
Now he hopes his story will bring change.
I hope this changes the policy, the shoplifting policy, and gives power back to retail workers like myself.
We asked King Soopers about Barola's termination. They said they can't comment on personnel matters, but that they have security measures in place to prevent crime and minimize risk to their employees. Now, they also said they're disappointed by an increase in crime at retail establishments, and they're working with law enforcement to address that. Kelly?
So Barola's now without a job, and obviously they're looking into that. Did he say, though, what's next for him?
Well, he's actually planning to move to Florida in the next month. So he said the union is working on negotiating with Kroger so that his departure will be a resignation rather than a termination. That way he might be able to get another job out there.
And the layers of confusion do not stop there, because remember a couple videos ago when I talked about the security guard that acted in self-defense and took out somebody that was robbing a store and just so happened to attack that same security guard? Well, we have another scenario of a CVS hiring security because, of course, when you're dealing with robberies and people coming in to vandalize a store, you got to hire some extra help to defend the store. This scenario is in which a security guard is being put up on murder charges because he dare defend himself after being attacked by someone who came into the store.
Day in court for a CVS employee accused in a deadly stabbing inside one of the stores in Midtown. CBS 2's Dave Carlin is in Lower Manhattan with the very latest.
Was it murder or self-defense? This is the case of a man who works at a big chain pharmacy store who police say stabbed a man to death inside the store. Seen in this photo from court is 46-year-old CVS worker Scotty Eno. Eno's attorney, Adam Friedman, claimed self-defense for his client, saying he was stocking the store shelves early Thursday at the West 49th Street store when out of nowhere he was assaulted by 50-year-old Charles Brito, who police described as a serial shoplifter. Police say Eno reacted, stabbing Brito 8 times. Friedman talked to CBS 2 about why he thinks it was that many times.
I think it's obviously a really relevant issue, the number of stabs, but I believe the district attorney said 6 were superficial and 2 were not. So it's going to depend on when they happened, how they happened, and really, you can get stabbed and still be attacking somebody. It's not necessarily going to stop you in your tracks. If I just read the newspapers and watch the television correctly, that it seems to be a problem citywide with the shoplifting, and that's what I think exactly occurred here.
Attorneys for both sides confirmed there is no security video footage of the incident, it happening just out of camera range. Brito was pronounced dead at Bellevue Hospital. Eno's bail is set at $100,000. The next hearing in this case is July 20th.
So you can't record a robbery happening, you can't engage with the robbers as they're robbing the store, and you can't even be hired help defending yourself from somebody attacking you inside said store. And we wonder why after a few weeks or maybe a few months, these stores leave certain areas. You can call it structural racism, you could call it corporations not caring about these marginalized low-income areas, but at the end of the day, a business is going to want to protect their bottom line. They do not care about you unless you're benefiting their bottom line. And once they check all the paperwork and they check all the funding and they see that their bottom line is being affected by all this criminal activity where no one can seemingly deal with it, they're going to pack it up and they're going to go somewhere else where they won't have to deal with it as much or if not at all. And it's not helpful that we have all these different think piece articles about how insurance covers everything. How come we're so concerned about these corporations being robbed? Oh, the Boston Tea Party was this. Oh, think piece here, think piece there. Can I come rob you? Because obviously you care so much about the marginalized person not being able to afford a carton of toothpaste. So obviously you're someone who's rich enough to be robbed. Secondly, can we stop with the think pieces? Can we actually come to a scenario that is actually beneficial to the stores and the communities so that the random grandmother doesn't have to drive 40 minutes to the next closest Walmart so that she can get the things that she needs? How about we actually come up with something that is beneficial to everybody involved? What's that? You say come up with an idea? How come you don't open your smart ass mouth, Leon, and you come up with an idea? I'm man enough to say I don't really have too many ideas. The only one that I've seen work in comedic fashion is these electric doors that employees could lock automatically by the press of a button on the counter, stopping someone from leaving the store. And the only risk that comes with that is that same person robbing the store turning around and getting physical with the employees, which will still lead to conversations of how dare you lock the door on them? They're just trying to make ends meet. There needs to be something stronger, and my crackhead idea is allowing employees to defend themselves, to defend the store, to defend the property that they have to sit there and put up stock with and make sure they have an accurate count on Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturdays and Sundays if they're just so happen to be on the schedule. You can't sit here and continuously have scenarios where you're excusing the constant bad behavior, not willing to admit that this is going to affect people who don't even participate in this. Because what does it say about all these different communities, whether they're low income, high income, majority black or otherwise, that have these stores that constantly keep getting robbed, and they say, you know what? Pack it up. We just not going to deal with it no more. That's not beneficial. It's not anything helpful, and it's a continuous hindrance on people who just want to get things at a convenient price and area code. And if you're not willing to admit that there's a problem, congratulations on continuing to not really be a part of whatever solution that could be guaranteed and necessary. And again, to end this video, to all the think pieces out there that want to say all the different things and make all the different excuses for the bad behavior, can I come rob you because you have more than my less fortunate black ass? Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.